I'm underneath your brother's bookstore in downtown Evansville. Now, the room I'm in right now may not seem overly remarkable. It's old, it's dusty, it's only about 10 feet by 10 feet with brick walls. Now, what makes it unique is this hole in the wall. Jackie, what you see behind me is Mount Carmel's Lincoln Park on the south side of town. Now, their mayor says that's the area that was hit hardest by the storms. Now, some of the people I talked to today say they didn't have any clue just how bad these storms are going to be. The Evansville Wartime Museum has spent 5 years educating people on Evansville's contributions to major American conflicts like World War II. And if you've ever dreamed of taking one of these bad boys up into the sky, this event was for you. Now, this impressive crowd behind me is at the Beaver Dam Amphitheater, where students have already started their slow procession across the stage. Now, one of those recent graduates is Easton Kendall, who graduated early and has since completed recruitment training for the Marine Corps, qualifying him to wear the Marine Dress Blues, and he's only 17. On a weekend in early April, the biggest event in the tri-state was Guns and Hoses. The yearly showdown between local police and fire departments was a night of action, excitement, and showmanship. Despite all the fun, there's an underlying reason behind the event.
The event is a lot of fun in and of itself, but ultimately the reason we do it is because we get to give the money away to kids and people right here in the community.
A crowd gathered today at Bud's Harley-Davidson in Evansville to give away the money raised through the event. Organizers say they gave away over $111,000 to about 25 local charities and people in need. One of those people is Taylor Heddy, who started Color Wheel Kids, an arts and crafts studio in Henderson for children with different abilities. Taylor says she held her first class earlier this month and already has more people than she can handle asking to be a part. She says the money she received will enable her to help more kids.
It was an overwhelming feeling knowing that the community also agrees and enjoys and supports my idea.
Taylor used to work in law enforcement and even fought in Guns and Hoses in 2018. Her youngest son, Levi, is blind. She says when she and her husband got his diagnosis, she decided to leave law enforcement behind and put her love of crafts to use to help those in need. Taylor says a lot has changed since she left law enforcement, and that made her vulnerable to all the emotions in the room as the money was given out.
I'm a crier now. When I stop, it's like as soon as I took off the bulletproof vest, I cry over everything.
Organizers are already looking forward to next year's event. They say no matter how competitive it gets, Guns and Hoses has brought the police and fire departments together in the service of those in need.
We have a great rivalry. And yes, we will talk a lot of smack, but it comes down to we're willing to get punched in the face in order to help individuals that need help.
Bluegrass music holds a special place in Kentucky.
I tell people oftentimes bluegrass music isn't just something fun that we play in Kentucky. Bluegrass is from Kentucky. It's uniquely Kentucky. So this is an opportunity for us to really show off our cultural roots with Kentucky's music.
This is Romp's 19th year. Organizers were eager to have it back after 2021's festival wasn't at full capacity, and 2020 couldn't have a festival at all. They say attendance so far has been comparable to pre-pandemic levels. This means a lot to the Owensboro Bluegrass Museum, who hosts the festival, since it plays a big role in their budget.
This is really a fundraising event, cleverly disguised as a world-class bluegrass festival.
Outside of the main stage, the festival also has food vendors, merchandise, and a kids zone. Festival goers can also camp at Yellow Creek Park during the festival, and organizers say some people stay here the whole week. For some first-time attendees, they're just glad the weather has been mostly cooperative.
Well, it's been really hot, but we've heard in other years it's been really wet and muddy, so we're actually pretty grateful that it's not that way and it's just hot.
For those that have a bit more experience at the event, they have their own favorite elements.
Well, they have great entertainment. I mean, it's all about the live music from my perspective.
The people in general, the whole vibe, everything is wonderful about this festival.
Thank you. Here's what's left of Doug's mother-in-law's house, where he and his family went to weather the storm. They thought it would be safer since they live in a mobile home. They were secured in the bathroom, and they're still not sure if the house was dragged away or picked up and dropped nearby. After making sure their other two boys were okay, they thought they were in the clear.
I thought everything was good. You know, in my mind, hey, we're all going to make it. We're all beat up, but we're going to make it. We all just lived through this.
Then they noticed their daughter, Oakland, wasn't herself. She was life-flighted to Evansville and then to Louisville, where doctors told them if she lived, she would be brain dead. Doug and his wife decided together to remove life support.
You know, I can't sit there and watch her suffer like that. And she can't either.
It's not hard to see how much Doug loved her, and he thinks of her as exceptional.
She was an angel, man. She really was. She was the best baby. Like, no matter what kind of day I was having. I'm sorry. No matter what kind of day I was having, I could have the worst day ever, but as soon as I got home and I seen her, that was good.
Now they're having to turn their attention to their other two boys and be strong for them.
It's hard. It really is, because I try not to break down in front of them, because I don't want them to break down too bad either. But I know they have to go through the grieving process just like I do.
For now, he says he's focused on giving them a good Christmas. Now, in the past week, we've had scorching heat. We even had rain a little bit earlier this weekend. And right now, things are clear. And today was a bit of a break from all that. So this is a live look right now at our downtown Evansville cam. Now, what you need to keep in mind as we look forward is right now we do have clear skies. We're able to enjoy that a little bit. There will be the slight possibility of some showers early Tuesday morning. And then the remainder of the week should be sunny and hot. So as we look up above us at the radar, this is what it looks like right above us right now. We're not registering anything. That radar is going around getting nothing but clean sweeps as it goes around. You actually have to zoom way out to be able to see where a lot of the weather is happening around the country. This does give us a bit of perspective, though, on exactly what's going on where we are. You can see we're in the middle of just a big circle that's more or less untouched by all these storms that you can see mostly off to our east and then far to our west. Now, these high pressure systems function a lot like if you spread marbles across a blanket. If you pick up one part of it, everything's just kind of run to the sides. That's right about where we are, and you can see it's pushed all the weather out around us. Now, that hasn't had too much of an effect on our temperatures the way that you might think. It's pretty cool out there right now, and the warmest that we registered it being today was only 89 degrees, which is exactly average for this time of year. Now, if we look at things hour by hour looking forward, right now, I'm sure you noticed if you spent any time outside, not only was it a relatively cooler day today, but also it wasn't overly humid. And part of the reason why is you can see these winds coming from the north. Those tend to be a little bit cooler, tend to be a little bit drier, but that is going to change. When we get into Monday, you can see that wind direction start to change. It's going to start pulling warmer, a little more humid air from the southwest, and that's going to start a little bit of a warm up at the beginning of the week. Now, we're going to have clear skies up until early Tuesday morning, when you can see we're going to have the chance of some scattered storms coming from our northwest. Now, those are going to pass us by early in the morning Tuesday. Now, the different models we have estimate those being a little further to the north, to the south, changing the time exactly. So that's something you're going to want to keep in mind as we get into early Tuesday morning. Maybe if you're getting up early, you might have a little bit of rain along there with you. Now, that's going to clear out by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon, leaving clear skies for the following few days. Now, as we look at the next 7 days, you'll see that it's going to look and feel very much like July in that it's sitting right at our averages, 89 degrees for this time of year. You'll see that as we get into Monday, there's that high pressure system keeping everything away from us. Then a cold front's going to move in Tuesday. That's going to bring that possibility of storms into our area. Then it's going to clear out, leaving another high pressure system coming in behind it. Now, tonight we're expecting our low to be about 65 degrees. And then as we get into tomorrow, it's going to warm up a decent amount, getting to about 92 degrees. Now, the next 7 days, you'll see it is going to be very clear. Tuesday, our only real chance of any sort of storms or clouds up until we get to next weekend, with a slight chance of rain as it brings some clouds along with it.